Profiling Tony Hsieh and Zappos. Is there anything easier to shop online than shoes? There are all-inclusive footwear online stores, resale platforms including StockX or GOAT, giants like Amazon and Walmart, and Nike's Sneakers app that transform sneaker culture. But in 1999, Nick's Swimrun was on the hunt for a pair of brown Airwalk Desert Chukka boots while shopping at a San Francisco mall. One store had the right style, but not the right color. Another shop had the right color, but not the right size. Searching for hours, Nick left empty-handed and frustrated. At that moment, he identified the gap between what customers needed and what online retail shop could accomplish. He solved this problem himself and launched a website where people could buy shoes. He named it shoesite.com. Eventually, he met an entrepreneur, better known as Tony Hsieh, who invested in the company and thought it could use a less generic name, which soon changed to Zappos, an adaptation of zapatos, the Spanish word for shoes. A year later, Shea joined as co-founder and co-CEO. With years of untiring efforts, Zappos now holds thousands of footwear merchandise to meet every need and occasion. While the company does sell shoes and other products, it's not what it sells that makes Zappos triumphant. It's how it sells that makes Zappos what it is today. To understand Zappos, you need to know the visionary former CEO, Tony Hsieh, who served at the helm of Zappos for 20 years. Once you understand him, you will understand why the online shoe seller Zappos operates the way it does. That said, this video will be primarily about Shea, his early life, parents and education, his successful startups like Link Exchange and Venture Frogs, how his radical business philosophy transformed Zappos, and his tragic death at age 46, after sustaining injuries in a house fire. Early life and education. Tony Hsieh was born in Urbana, Illinois, on December 12, 1973, to Richard and Judy Shea, who arrived in Illinois from Taiwan. When he was 5, Shea family moved to Lucas Valley, a census-designated place in Martin County, California. His mother was a social worker, and his father was a chemical engineer at Chevron Corporation. He had 2 younger siblings, Andy and Dave. According to SuccessStory.com, Tony Hsieh isn't close to his parents. He even left his home and went against his parents to pursue his dreams. His parents wanted him to be a doctor or a lawyer, but he had other plans and was ungovernable by nature. Shea attended the Branson School to attain his early education. In his memoir, Tony Hsieh describes being pushed hard to succeed. He was allowed just 1 hour of TV each week. He took violin and piano classes, and he began SAT preparation in the 6th grade. After getting his higher secondary education, he took admission in Harvard University to pursue his degree in computer science. During his degree, he managed the Quincy House Grill, selling pizza to the students. He was also a proud member of the Harvard University team that won first place in the 1993 ACM International Collegiate Programming Contest held in Indianapolis. In 1995, he graduated from the prestigious Harvard University. Link Exchange, pioneer to internet advertising. After completing college, he landed a job in the Oracle Corporation. No doubt, it is one of the dream appointments anyone could have. But he left this job after 6 months because he didn't like the company culture. Other reasons being, he did not want to be a part of any corporate lineup. Stop chasing the money and start chasing the passion. Tony Hsieh. In March 1996, Shea co-founded the internet advertising network, Link Exchange. The idea was to advertise the sites over Link Exchange network by simply displaying banner ads on its website. The idea worked, and they found the first 30 clients by direct emailing. Eventually, the site grew, and within 90 days, Link Exchange had over 20,000 participating web pages and had its banner ads displayed over 10 million times. By the year 1998, the website had approximately 400,000 members and a 5 million ad turnaround. In November 1998, Link Exchange was acquired by the world's largest software company, Microsoft, for $265 million. Chase the vision, not the money. The money will end up following you. Tony Hsieh. Venture Frogs, an angel investment company. Being brilliant, offbeat, and visionary, Tony Hsieh co-founded a venture capital firm called Venture Frogs with his business partner Alfred Lin, keeping the internet, e-commerce, information, and telecommunication domains. The goal of this firm is to provide angel investment and consultancy to companies, which are in early development. It allows the companies we invest in to grow faster and move more quickly, said Tony Hsieh. In this industry, the speed at which you can execute well can make or break a company. The interesting story behind the name of this company tells, one of Tony Hsieh's friends asked him to name the firm Venture Frogs, and she will invest everything if they kept the name as Venture Frog. Both Tony and Alfred took her up on the bet and named it Venture Frogs. Zappos shaped the way we shop online. Later, in 1999, Nick Swimrun presented Tony with the idea of selling footwear online. According to the Smart People podcast, having an attitude of doubts, Tony almost deleted Nick's initial voicemail. But Nick Swimrun mentioned that footwear in the United States is a $40 billion market, and 5% of that share already being sold by paper mail-order catalogs. These figures convinced Tony and Lynn, and they decided to invest through the Venture Frogs. Tony Hsieh joined the shoe seller company Zappos as an investor and advisor, but eventually became CEO. In the early days, Tony wasn't completely sure people would be interested in online shopping for apparel. Back in 2010, he wrote in his blog post, "I thought that selling footwear online sounded like a poster child for bad internet ideas." However, Zappos successfully converted customers by providing standard policies like free shipping, free returns, and a generous window to send back unwanted goods. Zappos is a customer service company that just happens to sell shoes. Tony Hsieh. In 2007, Shea received the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year award for the Northern California region. And in just 10 years, he helped Zappos.com grow from nearly zero sales to an online store with a $1 billion valuation. On July 22, 2009, Amazon acquired Zappos.com in a deal valued at $1.2 billion. How his radical business philosophy transformed Zappos. Back in 2012, Tony became a motivational speaker and author of the best-selling business book, Delivering Happiness. He became inspired by a novel form of management, better known as Holacracy. It is a self-management method designed to diminish bureaucracy at a firm, invented by organizational pioneer Brian Robertson. Years before reading Brian Robertson, Tony had a nagging sensation that we kept getting bigger and we kept getting more establishment built into the organizational structure. I wanted to stop this trend. I was spending much time thinking about how we could empower every worker to act like an entrepreneur. Tony Hsieh told Business Insider in 2016, "Holacracy is an operating structure that encourages self-management. Employees are equally favored and work in circles dedicated to specific roles, which overlap, rather than a pyramid structure where power is distributed across those layers." To implement this radical business philosophy, Tony sent an email to the entire firm with an ultimatum: adopt Holacracy by April 30th or take a 3-month severance package and leave the company. The bold move resulted in 210 Zappos employees, or about 14% of the company, accepting the offer. In the whole process, he also offered a buyout for every employee who didn't share his future goals and objective. 3 months' salary or 1 month's pay for each year workers had worked, whichever ended up being greater. According to Shea's radical business philosophy, employees perform best when they are happy, and letting them comfortably express themselves in an easy way ended up in a stronger company. Tony Hsieh's tragic death, the visionary former Zappos CEO and a pioneer of company culture who was unafraid to make big moves in management and organizational design, died on Friday, November 27, 2020, at age 46 after sustaining injuries in a house fire. The house fire broke out in New London, Connecticut, and the cause of the fire remains under investigation by the New London Fire Marshal. Initial reports say Tony was reportedly trapped in a storage room that filled with smoke after the blaze outbreak in the house's basement. The DTP companies, which are founded by Tony Hsieh, said in a statement, "Shea affection and generosity touched the hearts of everyone around him and forever lightened the world. Delivering happiness was always his motto. So instead of sorrow over his transition, we ask you to join us in celebrating his inspirational life." According to those close to Tony Hsieh, says his drug use has escalated after he quit as CEO of shoe giant Zappos in August. They also said he'd embarked on a digital detox and had considerably increased his use of the laughing gas nitrous oxide. The tech entrepreneur Tony also received a letter from his close friend Jewel 3 months before his death, in which she told him he was in trouble and that he was taking too many drugs. One of his close friends tells the Daily Mail that Tony was very fond of candles. He always likes to set the atmosphere. Keeping with this statement, the guess is that he managed to set fire to one of the nitrous oxide canisters, which caused an explosion that killed him. According to published reports, Tony left behind an estate worth an estimated $840 million and did not leave behind a will or estate plan. Hope you enjoyed our video on how Tony Hsieh influenced the way we shop online and how his radical business philosophy transforms Zappos. What other topics would you like us to cover in the next video? Let us know in the comments. Also, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notifications so you never miss a single one of our videos.